there were some people in the dominant society discussing reparations, and it basically turned into troll fest and babble fest. Some of us got in the room and basically they muted us and babbled. They were just babbling a bunch of right-wing talking points. So it was not constructive whatsoever. And I wanted to create our own space so we can have a real constructive conversation about reparations for foundational Black Americans. I would like to hear somebody give a logical reason why we should not. You had some of those people in the other room making all types of wild claims, and it was a bunch of ranting. They start talking about how Native Americans and they're Native Americans and how they should get reparations too, and whoop-de-whoop. And then they start talking about Black Lives Matter and critical race theory, just a hodgepodge of talking points that were incoherent. And that's by design. These people are not naive. They understand when it comes to talking about what's supposed to be given to foundational Black Americans, everybody tries to blow the spot up, meaning it's time for everybody to start talking crazy and playing dumb and babbling and talking insane. That's by design. Notice whenever we have to talk about tangible resources, specifically for foundational Black Americans, notice how the conversation always gets silly. They bring in a bunch of clowns, people who are not qualified to speak on these issues, non FBA folks. It becomes a whole silly thing, and that's by design. See, we have to bring order and clarity to these conversations because everyone knows that the group who deserves and who is supposed to get compensated for the mistreatment and the work that their families have put together to build this nation, it's foundational Black Americans. No other group is more qualified than us. And we as foundational Black Americans, we have to keep beating that drum. That's very important for us to stay on point and not let people frustrate us with all of these side issues, all of these babbling conversations, all of the trolling narratives. And we have to shut all that stuff down and we have to stay focused. We got to stay 10 toes down and we got to be extremely focused about this type of stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I want to get some folks in here who opposes this. Now, if you oppose foundational Black Americans getting reparations, can you raise your hand? And let's hear the logic in your argument. And shout out to some of the regulars in the room. I see you. A lot of folks are piling on in the room right now. But let's raise your hand. Let me hear from some of the people if you disagree. And who is this Shepherd person? All right, let's get Shepherd on here. All right. All right, Shepherd. All right, Shepherd. Turn your microphone on, Shepherd.
Hey, so I follow your spaces pretty regularly, and I'm familiar with some of your arguments. And this is sort of, I'm not really sure where I stand on the issue, but this is an argument that I could see someone placing based on things that you've already said and have already claimed.
Okay, now wait, before we go there, now Shepherd, you are a white male, and right?
That's correct.
Where are you from, sir?
I'm from New Jersey.
There you go. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So you often have spaces claiming that you have Black immigrants who are non-FBA coming from
Right.
all over the world to reap the benefits of that foundational Black Americans have produced and made with foundational Black Americans in mind, and that immigrants are coming and taking those benefits out of the hands of foundational Black Americans.
Let's put that in the whole context. Every immigrant group benefits from foundational Black Americans' contributions, not just Black ones. All of them, including
Okay.
the white ones. All of them.
So I could see someone saying that if foundational Black Americans are in such that if you have immigrants coming to America to get some of these benefits that foundational Black Americans enjoy, would you not consider that a form of reparations or benefit that foundational Black Americans are already enjoying?
How so?
Basically,
How is other people getting the tangible resources that our families produced? How is that a benefit for foundational Black Americans?
so the I guess what I'm trying to say is that foundational Black Americans have something that is envied or desired by immigrants all across the world already.
Well, the country was built by foundational Black Americans. We're the foundation of this country. And everybody wants to come over and benefit from the wealth generated from that free Black labor. So the entire country is a benefit, and we're the foundation of that. You understand where we're coming from when we say that, sir?
I understand that. Yeah, I guess I don't know where to go from there. I just wanted to
Okay,
present that sort of devil's advocate perspective.
got it, got it. So do you oppose reparations for foundational Black Americans, sir?
No, I don't. I guess my thing with with that whole concept is like I feel just like it's sort of way over my head. It seems like a project that's so large and so complex that I wouldn't even know where to begin in taking a stance on it.
Oh yeah, it's very simple. Just the people who are foundational Black Americans, and you can prove their lineage. Give them checks, just like other groups get checks. Pretend that we're Ukrainians and start writing billions and trillions of dollars worth of checks for us, the same way they do other groups. It's that simple. That makes
Okay.
sense. There you go. All right, thank you so much. All right, let me get some more people. That was simple. See how simple this stuff is. See, this is very simple, ladies and gentlemen. It's not complex at all. This is not even a remotely complex situation. This is simple as pie. All right. This is simple as pie. Let's get some other people on here. Raise your hand if you would like to chime in, ladies and gentlemen. Raise your hand. What's up, Reese? Let me get Reese in here. Um, all right, Reese. Let's get Reese. Reese, turn your microphone on, Reese. Hello, Reese. Reese, come on, Reese. You're messing up the flow. Reese, are you trying to talk and do your hair at the same time, dear? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, do not get in the speaker's queue if you're not ready. Reese, are you ready? Okay, Reese, next time you talk to your baby daddy, ask him to drop off a phone with some Pampers. Okay, dear? Because this is not cutting it. This is not a good look, dear. All right, let's try some other people. Raise your hand if you want to get on and you're going to chime in. All right, now we got Amir. Let's get Amir in here. Amir, hop in, sir. Amir, hop in.
I'm on. Hold up. Yo, Tariq, check this shit out. I was just looking at these little news updates that came in. We talked before recently. FBA out of Miami. DeSantis and them, they working on a law that they just passed for the critical race theory type of thing, where they're saying they passed some law now where now you can't teach kids anything that's going to make them feel uncomfortable about their whole group history. They just passed it. So that's in the
Yeah.
news right now. Crazy.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow, wow.
that's a trick.
I think thanks for the head up. Yeah. See, critical race theory, and I told people this before. Critical race theory, it has no real definition, which is what they wanted. This is how the white supremacists get down. They rally around these things that don't really have a definition so that they can apply any definition to it. So instead of saying teaching about white supremacy is illegal, we'll teach critical race theory is illegal. What is that? Anything I say it is. It's the I'm white and I say so law. That's the power of white supremacy. They get to use the I'm white and I say so law. We're seeing that right now with the whole Jussie Smollett thing. They're about to sentence Jussie Smollett today. And they're basically using the I'm white and I say so law. And they're using it because if you're going to punish him for making a false police report, you got to do all of these Karens. See, I'm not really co-signing that, and I'm not a big fan of Jussie. But all of these Karens and Kens who call up and get black people killed, making false police reports, if you're not punishing them, don't punish Jussie either. You see, we have to stop co-signing contradictory common laws. See, that's the problem. There's two laws out here. You have the laws that's written down, and then you have common law, meaning when people in the dominant white society, they do these crimes, the common law is you don't punish them. You just kind of overlook that. When they go out here and rape folks and kill folks, you just kind of overlook that and give them a pass. Just like with Kyle Rittenhouse, the stuff that happened in that courtroom, they let him act a fool in the courtroom, all that fake crying, and the judge is up here acting like his grandpappy. That's common law. You got to understand how that game works. Reese, are you back now? Let's get Reese. Reese, you keep trying to get on here, and your phone is Reese. Is your phone unjankified? Okay. How are you,
What the
Reese?
problem is. But
What's going on, Reese?
I did want to voice my disagreement with reparations, but it's far more fundamental and foundational. We have some very
Now, what's
crucial
it?
things that we do that are not in our best interest. I mean, FBA, I'm okay with that terminology, Black American, because it has American on it, but the word black is throwing us in the trash. That's not even an ethnicity, it's a political subdivision. That's the first problem. I'm on Copper History
Ma'am, that
Month.
isn't.
Get
Okay,
into
what,
it,
ma'am?
fight
Okay,
different. But it's
hold on, because we gotta. Okay, see, we got to touch on stuff like that. We got to touch on that stuff, Reese. So, what would be an appropriate term in your eyes, ma'am? Reese? Okay, Reese, you gotta when you get the phone and everything together, we'll get you back, ma'am. I'll deal with that in a minute because I don't want to get into the whole status, the black. I get on that in a minute. What's up, old? What's your name? Old white guy.
Yeah,
We got
no
old
white
white.
guy. Greetings from California, the left coast.
There you go, man. How are you,
I'm doing
Mr. White Guy?
absolutely fantastic. I was wondering,
Great.
Tariq, I'd like to ask you a question, and I
Yeah,
don't mean to be offensive, but do you consider yourself a racist?
I'm a foundational Black American. It is impossible for me to be a racist, even if I wanted to be.
Is that right? Well, I'm an old
Yeah.
truck driver and a
Mm-hmm.
veteran. I've done my bit for my country.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I've driven in the South and predominantly black areas. And
Mm-hmm.
because I'm white, I'm put to the back of the line. I'm not listened to when you go into black-owned businesses. And as far as reparations go, my ancestors fought for your freedom. I had a great
Who?
uncle that died on the northern side. Should I get reparations? Question.
You already got them.
Oh, I did. How did I?
Yeah, through whiteness.
Whiteness.
Whiteness is a form of
Oh,
reparation.
I'm
Yes.
white,
You have a
and
yeah.
I'm a racist because I'm white. Is that what it is?
Did I say those words, sir?
No, you didn't. In all honesty.
Right, Laura. Let's speak truth to power.
Okay.
You got $1 million worth of whiteness. Whiteness itself is a form of reparation, sir. You get benefits, privileges, set asides, and preferences simply because you were born white.
I've been looking for my white privilege card and haven't been able to find it yet.
Yeah, it's right there in the mirror, sir.
Oh. Are you a veteran?
I'm not a veteran, sir. But let's go back. You said that your family fought for my freedom. That is not true. The Union soldiers did not fight for the freedom of foundational Black Americans.
Yes,
The whole freeing of slaves that came in the middle of the Civil War, and it was the Black regiments that helped win the Civil War, sir. It wasn't the Union. The Union was losing. The Confederates were beating the brakes off the Union soldiers. Let's not tell lies about the Civil War,
Sir,
sir.
I don't know what books you're reading, but
Uh,
they've obviously
sir,
been wrong.
Sir, all of the military schools were in the South. The Southerners were beating the brakes off the Union soldiers. If you look at the Civil War, the Union was losing until they let Black people fight. Even Abraham Lincoln said the war would not have been won if it were not for the Black troops. This is very well documented, sir.
Totally agree.
Now, as far as the Union soldiers, some of the Union soldiers actually killed large groups of Black people after the Civil War down in Mississippi in a place called the Devil's Punch Bowl. They slaughtered Black people, sir.
Were they Democrats?
Uh, excuse me?
Were they Democrats?
They were Union, your people. You just bragged about your
My
family
people,
being Union soldiers, sir, and it
my
was the
people are
Union that was
Americans.
killing Black. Excuse me?
My people are Americans.
Sir, you just bragged about your family being Union soldiers and they were killing Black people, sir, after the Civil War.
I don't think any of my people killed blacks.
They did, sir. The Union did kill Black people. Also in Florida, they killed large amounts of Black people. The Union soldiers did this. This is very well documented, sir. So if you want to brag about that, I suggest you really, really read all of the history, sir. But let's go back into the reparations thing. So, do you disagree with reparations for foundational Black Americans, sir?
Oh, most definitely.
Why so?
Because why should you get money and I shouldn't?
Sir, you already get benefits from virtue of
I
whiteness.
got it.
Jim Crow was an affirmative action for white people.
Uh-huh.
Black people were denied housing, jobs, credit, so many things, and you were given preferential treatment. There was a whole era where it was open. Okay, slow down. The Jim Crow era, meaning from after Civil War to 1965, you were openly giving preferential treatment and affirmative action. After 1965, they took it off the books and they still practiced it through common law. So the benefits are still there. It's just through common law. So you still get benefits and preferences and privileges based on whiteness.
What
Okay.
benefits and privileges do I get?
The Kyle Rittenhouse treatment, meaning if you go kill somebody, you can go in a courtroom and the white media will have your back. White courtroom judges will act as your defense and they will sit there and protect you, just like they did Kyle Rittenhouse. A Black person couldn't pay $400,000 or $400 million for the kind of treatment the Kyle Rittenhouses and other white criminals get. We can't even pay for that. That shows the value of white.
So you're jealous?
Sir, it ain't about jealousy. It's about justice. If you're going to give one group preferential treatment and the other one no preferential treatment, and you're going to overtly prosecute them, well, that ain't about jealousy. This is about justice. And I do not co-sign racial injustice, sir.
That was uncalled for from me, and I apologize for that.
That's okay. I know some people cannot help it, but we have to be compensated, and that's the rightly and just thing to do, right? Wouldn't that be the right thing to do?
I think you should be compensated.
Yes.
How much?
We need to start with $20 trillion and in the form of checks. We want to write them in checks. I don't want Bitcoin. I don't want land. Write checks to foundational Black Americans.
And how would you prove that you deserve a check? Because you're Black?
No, it's a lineage thing. It's not going to go to every black person. That's not going to happen. It's going to go to the people who are foundational black Americans, meaning the people who descended directly from slaves in America. So we will be able to trace our lineage back to the 1870 census or further back. Very simple. We already have it worked out. We're going to reopen the Freedmen's Bureau because there was a bureau for that. The Freedmen's Bureau that was dismantled very early on. But what we're going to do is reestablish the Freedmen's Bureau and continue the justice claim that should have been paid out a long time ago. Wouldn't that be fair? Shouldn't fairness be on the table? Just make it fair. Just do the right thing, right?
I'm sorry, I disagree totally with you.
Why
I
so? Why so? Why?
respect your opinion. I respect your opinion.
But why do you
But I
disagree? Why do
disagree.
you think black people do not deserve reparative justice?
Why?
Why? Because that's the right thing to do.
Because it's not an answer.
Because it's the right thing to do. That's the answer. It's the right thing to do.
I consider it the right thing to do, and I'm the majority.
So you don't think it's the right thing to do?
No.
Well, that's unjust.
To whom?
It's what now?
To whom?
It's unjust to us, to black people.
Us. Does that mean you and me both?
No, nobody's being unjust to you. But just the psychic benefit of black people not getting anything, if that's some type of benefit to you, you're going to have to change your value and belief system, sir. So now we have to change you.
But die and pay taxes.
Yes, and I pay taxes too, and nobody complained when our tax dollars went to Native American tribes that we never harmed them. In fact, some of those Native American tribes owe us money because we were enslaved by them as well. Our tax dollars went to the Japanese. Nobody complained about that. I didn't put anybody in internment camps, but our tax dollars went to them. So those tax dollars should go to foundational black Americans because it was the federal government that ensured that black people would be in slavery. So that should be compensated, sir.
Well, I disagree with you, and I don't think I'm going to change my mind. It's, I suppose, possible, but not very probable.
Right. And you haven't really explained why you disagreed. You just disagreed because you say so. It don't really work like that, sir.
Sure it does. My vote counts just as much as yours does.
And my vote counts too. And our opinion matters. And we got to get those reparations, sir.
And the black population in the United States is less than 14%.
Yep. And
us whites are the majority.
And
that has to be put up to a vote. And the whites are going to win.
Well, the thing is, you're so-called winning now. So we have nothing to lose, do we?
Nothing but time.
Well, the thing is, here's the thing. We got time. We got all the time in the world, sir, to get those reparations. We're going to focus on that because let's be very clear. You're already paying reparations in the form of militarized spending to the police. It costs a lot of money to keep black people suppressed. So you're already wasting.
I keep forgetting about that word suppression.
Yes, suppression. You keep us suppressed. The dominant white society suppresses black people. We're completely suppressed by the dominant society. They control almost everything we do militarily.
Well,
whenever we do something
militarily,
constructive, yes, militarily, yes.
And how is that?
Military? Because of the militarized vehicles and tanks that go into black neighborhoods.
Well, if you guys didn't have machine guns and Uzis and crap like that,
where did they come from? The machine guns and Uzis came from the white supremacists as well, sir. That's how they get into the black communities.
Oh, it's always the white guy that's at fault, the bad guy.
Always. Name one thing that's not the fault of the white supremacists that's negative to black people. One thing. Every negative thing that happens to black people in America, the white supremacists are 100% to blame.
So you live under a victimhood.
Yes, I do, because there are victimizers. You cannot be a victim without a victimizer, and the victimizers are the white supremacists.
I see.
Well, now, that's either incorrect or it's correct, sir.
It's incorrect.
So are you
You
saying
got just as many rights as I've got. Tell me what right I have that you don't have.
of common law of white supremacy, sir? I do not have the right to go up
I
in a
don't
courtroom.
understand that.
I
I
will
may be
explain.
stupid. Maybe I'm
I don't.
stupid. But I don't.
Sir, do I need to go get a mayonnaise sandwich for you so you can calm down? Just calm down. You're getting riled up, sir. Calm down. Calm down. You have the right to go up in a courtroom and fake cry and have a jury and a judge sit up here and believe you and acquit you, sir. You have that right. I don't. And we've seen that in three major cases in the last few months alone with Kyle Rittenhouse, Kim Potter, and this other guy who killed Breonna Taylor. They all got on the court, did the fake cry. They just got acquitted. Black people can't do that. So you have that right. There's a lot of rights that you have that I don't, sir. Oh, white guy, sir, can you turn your microphone on, sir? You can turn your microphone on now. Sir, did you drop a meth pipe on your phone? There
I
you go.
don't use meth. I'm a former law enforcement official.
Oh, so how long have you been in law enforcement? How long were
I
you in?
was in the military law.
Oh, okay. How long were you in law enforcement, sir?
Pardon?
How long were you in law enforcement?
5 years.
There you go. And speaking of that, you are fully aware that law enforcement is completely infiltrated, according to the FBI, with white supremacist groups.
It is in the military.
It's in the local as well, and this is the FBI. Law enforcement completely
Stop it.
by law.
Not you. Not you. My dogs.
I know. I got it.
I've got a Chihuahua and a Shih Tzu, and they like to fight a lot.
There you go. There you go. All right. But anyway, so, all right. But thank you for your opinion, sir. Thank you
Hey,
so
thank you. And it was a pleasure speaking with you.
All right. Okay. So, yeah, his whole argument is that, we shouldn't get reparations simply because. Okay. Well, he really couldn't even give a logical reason. Like I said, a lot of them cannot give logical reasons. It's just, I'm white and I say so. See, a lot of people, there's this cultural thing that black people are just not supposed to get anything. And there's no logical reason behind it, just because. See, and that ain't it. See, we as foundational black Americans, we don't have to accept that. This culture of anti-black racism, no, we don't have to accept that. And my thing is not about getting people to like us. See, these are power moves I'm talking. I'm not trying to be liked by these folks. They're going to have to break bread. They're going to have to come out that pocket and give us what's owed. Because again, they're already paying reparations and military spending, all of these tanks and all of this fund the police, and they're funding them to suppress us. And that's the trick bag right there. This is going to hurt them because you cannot militarily suppress people. It costs too much money. That messes up an economy when you have to militarily suppress a sector of society. And they spend billions and billions and billions of dollars yearly for military spending to the police just for us. That money is to suppress us. And they know this. See, this is why they have to get us on board. They have to get us psychologically suppressed. Because when you're psychologically suppressed, you can save your money. And it's an automated system, so to speak. The people will suppress